Most people will never achieve the life that they want, not because they're not capable of it, but because they don't think the same way that the top 1% do. There's this one simple shift that when you make that, it will make an unstoppable difference in your life. And today in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly what that is. And I'm gonna take you through 3 key mindset shifts that you need to go from operating as a 99%er to a 1%er. Hey guys, it's Brendan, and in this video, I'm gonna take you through 3 key mindset shifts that you need to make to go from a 99%er to a 1%er. And they're actually quite simple. One thing is, let's keep things simple. You know that saying, KISS, keep things super simple. I think so many people try, and humans in general, like to overcomplicate things. But if we can keep things simple, it makes everything so much easier in our life. So the first one, the 99% operate from emotion, but the 1% operate from discipline. Most people react to how they feel. They're letting the external situations dictate how they feel rather than going the opposite way. But the top 1%, they act based on their goals, where they're going, their vision, their mission, their purpose, and their long-term vision. No matter how they feel in that moment, they still act with that in mind. It's like if you know where you're going, it's easy to keep on track. So many people, they just float around, they don't even know where they're going, they're just trying to get through the day or trying to get through the week, or it comes Monday and they're like, I can't wait till the weekend. Why? And then the weekend comes and then I don't know what to do, I'm just, hanging out for a weekend. Then Monday comes and they're stuck in this cycle. Like, to me, that sounds depressing, it sounds sad, but so many people unfortunately are living that life because they don't have a better mindset. They're not living like their top 1%, they're living like the 99%. It's so easy to be great these days. So for me, it's this whole thing around acting in the 1%. It's not about suppression. I used to suppress the emotions. That's what I thought it was. It was like, well, I'm feeling not great, I've got to suppress that. I've just got to push it to the side and forget about it. But it's not the way. You actually have to acknowledge it. There was a long time in my life where I thought that this idea and this concept was about suppressing and pushing it to the side and just, kind of pretending it wasn't happening. Obviously, I know different now, but at the time I didn't. And I see it time and time again. A lot of men think that that's what discipline is. That's what they think about, getting stuff done is, but it's actually not. We still got to acknowledge it. So it might be like, you know what, I'm feeling absolutely terrible today, but I'm gonna get up anyway because it's getting me to where I want to go. It's not about going, you think I don't feel great, but then go, just push that to the side and get up and do it. You got to acknowledge it and say, I am feeling like this today, but I'm still gonna get up and go. That's where you build the grit and the determination, and that's where it's gonna make a massive difference moving forward in your life. So I used to suppress a lot, especially when it came to emotions that I didn't want to feel, and I think that was a big thing that led to a lot of my eating challenges over the years, where I used to kind of have one little bit of quote unquote bad food and then I couldn't control myself. It was just a big suppression, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. I was suppressing it in other areas, so I just kept suppressing it. So, but now, if I don't feel great, I kind of wake up, if that's the case, I'm just using an example, but I wake up and go, oh, I'm tired, or oh, I'm this, and I'll acknowledge it. I'm saying, I am feeling this right now. And that's all I need to say. But then I always say but afterwards. So I'll be like, I'm feeling like this right now, and I'll just use tired for example. I'll wake up and be like, I'm feeling tired right now, but I'm still gonna get up and do it anyway. But I still have enough energy to get through the day. But I'm still gonna have a good day. And so it kind of negates whatever I said previously. That's where the emotional intelligence comes in, and that's where we start acting from discipline. Now, Jocko Willink said, we don't rise to the level of our feelings, we fall to the level of our discipline. Discipline is key. You probably heard me, if you watched any of these videos, multiple times talk about discipline. It's one of the biggest things that's got me to where I am. And if I look back over everything, discipline is key. Really, discipline and consistency and just doing things over and over again and getting the reps in, that's the biggest thing to success in any area of life. So build the discipline and ask yourself, am I acknowledging what's going on, but then still going to where I want to be? And if that's not the case, then maybe you need to get clear on where you're going, what your vision is, what your purpose is, what your goals are, and just decide something. Don't overcomplicate it. Just go, you know what, this is where I want to go, and just have some kind of direction, and it can kind of, go weave and go back and forward and refine over time. And so many people, they just don't even know where they're going and they end up there, right? So pick where you want to go and acknowledge the emotion, acknowledge what's going on, but use discipline to keep going forward even though you feel that. And the second key mindset shift that you need is the 99% look for comfort, but the 1%, they seek challenge. While the masses avoid discomfort, you can see it everywhere, the elite, they lean into that hard work. They lean into the pressure. They lean into that adversity because they know that's where growth happens. A lot of people say, don't let that adversity go to waste. Don't let that pain go to waste because it's such a powerful teacher. It's a powerful motivator. Pain is really, really powerful. It's going to get you out of a situation and towards something else, moving away from pain. Most people, the desire to avoid pain is much greater than the desire to seek pleasure. So that means the desire to get out of our current situation that we dislike, or there's something that we don't like, and is much greater than the desire to achieve our goals. So this is why I always say, make our current situation more uncomfortable, so then it creates this higher level of pain. So we actually start doing something and start taking action and start moving towards our goals. Rather than trying to use the goal to pull us forward, we're pushing off our current situation and the pain and using our goal, and we're kind of pushing away from one and pulling to the other. Whereas a lot of people, they might have two hands pushing away and they don't really know where they're going. Or they might try and put two hands moving forward and pull themselves that way. But they've got to pull, whereas push is a lot stronger in this context, right? So just make sure that you are leaning into the discomfort. I just mentioned about this before, but I used to find a lot of comfort in food, especially around like the feeling of loneliness. There was a long time when I kind of was getting better with a lot of things, but this food situation for me was something that dragged on for a long time. And so I'd build myself up, and that was like the one thing that was holding me back. You know how there's like this one thing where everything else kind of going right, but it's like that one thing that you know deep down, like that's the thing that's really holding you back. And maybe some of you have tried to let go of it, but you can't. I tried many times, but I don't know if I fully made the decision to. But I know now, looking back, it was just hiding some things, and it was like, I'm gonna chase that because it's more comfortable than it is dealing with these other things. Even though I know it wasn't good for me, and even though I know that the after effects, I didn't like it, but it was comfort in the moment and it worked at the time. And so when I was chasing that comfort, when I was eating the things that, I know I shouldn't have, or trying to starve myself, it was just a big distraction from going and working out what this stuff was down here. Now, when I realized this, after doing a lot of the work and started diving into the mind and understanding how I can actually change these things, I didn't just necessarily dive into it without knowing, because sometimes that can make it worse. But then I was like, right, well, I'm just gonna start fasting. And so I started fasting, and that brought up so much because I couldn't eat it. And I'm like, wow, like there's so much here. And then it just exposed all of these things, and I'm like, wow, I have so much to work through. In a good way, I'm like, I get to be able to work through this because I know how to, I have the tools, I have the techniques. So I'd write everything down, and then I'd start working through it. But it wasn't until I dove into that and I chased the discomfort instead of chasing the comfort, and everything changed for me. Now, Thomas Jefferson said, if you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. Then if you want better things in your life, you're gonna have to go after and seek the challenge and the discomfort. And it's gonna make a massive difference because you're gonna actually grow so much in that time. And the third and final mindset shift you need right here is the 99% think one day, but the 1% think day one. Everyone says, I'll start tomorrow, but the 1% don't wait. They take immediate, imperfect action, knowing that imperfect action beats perfect intentions every single time. Perfection is the enemy of success. If you're chasing perfection, you'll never be a success because really nothing's perfect. So you'll never get anything done, and you'll be replaying things over and over again until you try and get things done, and you'll end up in inaction, and inaction is a decision to fail. So if you are not just leaning into it and taking imperfect action, you've got to do that. If you want to be in the top 1%, if you want to be successful, you need to do that. Now, this was a big mindset shift for me. I used to tell myself, one day I'll have this, or one day I'll be able to do this. But what we think we become. So I was putting that out going, well, I don't have it right now and I'm not gonna get it. And I found myself not really taking action. I was just trying to sit back and go, you know what, it'll happen one day. But it wasn't until I started asking myself, what can I do today? What is the one thing that I can do today that's gonna help me get there? And that's how I've been able to get to this point in life right now. With my business, it was definitely not perfect. All of the imperfect action that I kept taking, and I still do it to this day. I don't wait till the perfect time. I don't wait until I have everything perfect. I just take imperfect action and figure it out along the way. Because if you wait for that one day never comes. Someday never comes. One day never comes. The only day that we have is today. Tomorrow isn't even guaranteed. Touch wood, hopefully nothing happens. But some of us might not even wake up tomorrow. There's a number of people on the planet that won't wake up tomorrow. So one day is not, and the next day, and tomorrow is never always guaranteed. The only day we do have is one day, and that is today. So make the most of it. Now there's a Chinese proverb that says the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So if you want to plant seeds and plant trees for your future, the best time was yesterday or 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. So your action step for this video, find out what is the next thing that you can do. Don't worry about how, just go what is next. What is the one thing? Just do something. 1% better every single day. If you do one thing every single day that's going to get you to where you want to be in life and hit your goals, you'll get there. Just take that one simple step. And so the only thing standing between you and the life that you want is how you think. That's all. So shift your mindset. Mindset is everything. Shift your mindset from comfort to challenge, from emotion to discipline, from waiting to actually doing things and taking action. And then you'll start to step up and you become part of the top 1% who actually get to live their life on their terms, with freedom, with power, with choice, and everything that they desire in life by hitting their goals. So ultimately, the choice is yours. You don't have to do any of this stuff that I say in this video. But if you want to be great, if you want to be a 1%er, if you want to get to the next level in life, then make that shift today. And so let me know what your biggest takeaway was from this. Maybe write down in the comments what your action step is for this. And if there's anything I can do, let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe. We put out these videos every single day, so you should be getting loads of values, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. You made it to the end of the video and you are one of the top 1%ers who get to this point. Now, if you're sick and tired of not growing to the level that you want, if you're sick and tired of being the same spot that you were 12 months ago, if you're like, you know what, I've got so much more to offer, but I don't really know how to get there, then if that is you, down below, book in your call with one of my team. Just enter your phone, enter your email, and enter your number. And hey, look, we can't reach you if you enter details that are wrong. So enter your right details. We'll be able to reach out to you. We'll show you the 4 stages that we take men through that's gonna completely rip you out of your current situation and push you in a new direction that where you want to go. I will push you as hard as I can to get that outcome for you, because I know how much the life is good on the other side of it when we get out of the shit, when we get onto where we want to go. So click the button and I'll see you on the other side.